Good morning. It is Sunday. What is that? The 16th or 17th of May. Again, I forget with the date. You guys can give me a hard time all you want to. I'm compelled to make another video this morning. And this is about, I've talked to you about the reality that nothing attracts like authenticity. Well, what is authenticity? Authenticity isn't just not lying, cheating, or stealing. It's, you hear the term being real, keep it 100%, keeping it real. These are all tidbits. But being authentic means allowing yourself to be vulnerable, means not always saying the right thing, means getting things wrong and learning from it, learning to absorb, assimilate, and then apply what you learn. It is natural for the human psyche to not want to look bad, to look good, to avoid looking bad. That's why you see so many, for those of you that are familiar with the Epstein documents, you see so many actors, they go to Hollywood seeking a career, they have a little success, and they're invited to these parties, and they feel the pressure to submit, okay? Because they want the prestige, they want to look good, they want to avoid looking bad, they want the money that comes with it, they think life will be easier. And I'm sure you've seen the details about the parties where the guys eat flesh and they do these satanic rituals, and unfortunately they kill kids, and they take the adrenaline out of the child. They have to scare the child because the adrenaline can then be used in adrenochrome, which then they use, which reverses or pauses the aging process. There are other less harmful ways of not harming innocents to do the same thing. Something as simple as meditation and taking the toxins out of your body. But those are conversations for another day. Let's get back to authenticity and why I wanted to make this video for you today. Schnookers. So, the reason I wanted to make this video with you is because I want to share with you my greatest fear. Now, I've talked to you about Dr. David R. Hawkins' works. Power versus Force is the first book, published in 1994, in which you can really understand that he took Einstein's proof that even our thoughts are measurable energy. And everything is a wave. All energy is a wave. W-A-V as in Victor E. Wave. When it's a wave, the thought wave never dissipates. So that means every thought you've ever had exists forever, for all time, in all eternity. So, the greatest gift we can give the world and give humanity is to raise our own consciousness level, because as we rise in consciousness and our level and our frequency increases, we counterbalance that which is we consider negative energy, okay? Negative energy. So a person who calibrates at the level of neutrality, this is less than 1% of the people on the planet. We have permission that calibrates is true. A person who calibrates the level of neutrality can arrive at a moment of chaos without reacting. How many times have you bumped your toe on the way to the bathroom, on the bottom of the bed, in the dark at night, and immediately your brain has a reaction? Yes, there's the physical sensation of pain, but the brain gives you a reaction. Oh shit, ouch, son of a gun, and all kinds of other bad words. We've all done it. Well, when you get to the point where you don't allow that thought to dominate your mind, to even come out at all, you notice the brain attempting to give it to you, but the brain doesn't have power over you because of your level of consciousness. And you can notice how the brain wants to say, oh, son of a gun. And you just notice it. You don't block it. It's not warrior spirit. It's more of a feminine energy of allowance. Okay, you allow the brain to attempt it, but the thought never comes through because you're at a place of neutrality. You have no judgment about it. It's just something that occurred. And, you know, you've seen videos. There was a movie made with Jim Carrey and Morgan Freeman and a cute lady. Was it Jim Carrey? No, it was the other guy who had to build the ark. He was a DC representative and he had to build the ark. I forgot his name. And Morgan Freeman shows up and he tells the wife, if somebody prays for courage, you give them opportunities to be courageous. If someone prays to be more loving, you give them opportunities that would appear like the opposite of love. To give them opportunities to be loving, to give them opportunities to be kind, to give them opportunities to be patient. So as you raise your consciousness, you rise in levels and you seize these opportunities. Instead of walking by them or not noticing them or being so wrapped up in your own thoughts and feelings or your own circumstances of your life, that you're just self-absorbed. Excuse me. I can edit that out. I'm not going to. Because that's what authenticity looks like. It is imperfect. Now, my biggest fear is falling consciously down to a level where I'm no longer contributing to humanity, where I no longer care about the well-being of others. And I'll give you a perfect example. There's a reason that Christianity needs to be squashed. Now, if you look at the 4 conferences of Nicaea and you know what happened there, and by the grace of God I do, through meditation, prayer, and Dr. David R. Hawkins' works to be able to measure the energy of things and the truth contained in things, they worked hard to manipulate the story of Jesus into something that could still control, but they couldn't eliminate all the good. And Christianity, when practiced, brings people together. It teaches people to be kind. It teaches people to be loving. Again, brings people together. Now, if you look at Islam, the creator, Muhammad, actually calibrated the level of enlightenment when he started writing the Quran. And I have met plenty of Muslims who are wonderful people, generous people, who wouldn't hurt a fly. But when you get to the end, that last portion does not even calibrate at the level anything positive. So to be able to believe that it is your right to eliminate anybody who is not Muslim or not following Islam, that does not calibrate as positive. And so my biggest fear is to have what happened to Muhammad happen to me, which is to fall from a level of enlightenment all the way back past these other levels, past peace, past unconditional love, past joy, past reason, past willingness, past acceptance, past neutrality, past courage, all the way past all those positive energy levels, and fall into the level of pride where I think I'm better than someone else. I'm not better than you. Imagine I'm looking at a sidewalk now, and the sidewalk, they have to break into squares, they have to put a line so that it doesn't crack quickly, okay? If you imagine we're on different places in the sidewalk, does that mean I'm ahead of you or behind you? Well, it depends on which way you're looking. I'm neither. I'm just on a different square on the sidewalk of life and on the sidewalk of conscious evolution and conscious progression. That's all it is. I'm no better than you. What we do to the least of these, you do to me. That's what Jesus said. Why? Because we're all energy, and because none is greater than another, and none is beneath another. And so that's my biggest fear, is to fall down to the level of the global elites, to fall down to the level of those in the CIA and NSA and FBI who do the bidding of the global elites, to fall down to the level where I think I need to look good, or I think I need prestige or money to have some value. I get my value from God and from what I do for humanity. I do not get my value from what anyone else thinks about me, feels about me, says about me, criticizes me, attempts to put me down, attempts to make false accusations. I have been accused falsely thousands of times in my life, and I have been accused of the worst things you can imagine. And I have no reason to get upset because I know who I am and God knows who I am. And if that person is being paid as a shill in order to bring forth a false narrative, to lessen my credibility, there's nothing for me to do in that case. And if they actually believe what they're saying, there's still nothing for me to do in that case, because that's their side of the street. Karma's automatic, kid. You harm an innocent, you spew out false things, You create karma for yourself, and that stuff carries with you. So that's a conversation for another day. If you're still here, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time, effort, and energy. And I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful Sunday, and God bless.